Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Room. In the last episode, we solved the outside, or the bottom part of the orrery. And in this one, we are dealing with the top. So let's see. We start here. We've got a thing. We've got a hole, a socket. Well, we can... Okay, we've got arrows, but we can't really do anything right there, so obviously those are for later. We've got an indentation. A large, circular indentation. Thank you. Fine. Move back out before we move around. Another projector. Don't think we can do much with that. Nothing we can zoom in on here. Nothing. You hit the button. Nothing. Alright. Oh, hello! An aquamarine. This we can do something about. Just gotta keep dragging it. There we go. We get a crank. August 15th. Something is wrong. I followed the incantation to the very letter. Astaroth did not appear. There are no answers to be had. More questions. The visions have increased. They gather to me, and I cannot stay in one place for long. I try to monitor them, but the lens hurts my eyes. I have mixed a solution for the pain. For those that follow and find this journal, I lack the power to describe this. There is no concept within the human sphere with which to explain it. The house is so much larger now. There are rooms everywhere. And that's 7 out of 7, so I suspect somebody met an unpleasant end. Okay, but we got a crank. This is probably when we should leave, but, we're invested in how this game turns out, so... Turn. To everything. Turn, turn, turn. There is a season. Turn, turn, turn. I like that song. And a time to every purpose under heaven. Okay. A folding screen. And a thing a lot like the clock with the same motto. We engage the gears. Again, I really strongly suspect those don't actually work, but... Pardon me. I slept perfectly fine last night. I don't know why I'm so yawny. Actually, yes, I do. We're coming off, 4 years of constant tension? We're still in the middle of a pandemic, and yeah, okay. So we get a sword. Or maybe a dagger. We see a sword or a dagger stuck in a plinth. And that looks like a Mayan artifact. We can zoom in, which we need. Obviously, we need to perspective. But we also need to get the thing, we've done enough of these. There we go. Is this a dagger which I see before me? Yes, it is. An ornate ancient dagger. Alright, well, let's see what we can do with it. Oh, hey! There's also a code. On a 3x4 grid, stair-step pattern. Keep that in mind. Remember that for later, viewers. Okay, so we're looking for a place that we can stick a dagger, besides Julius Caesar's ribs. Oh, hey. Right. The reverse King Arthur. And here is our orrery. We have the sun, and that's Mars, with its 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. And a 3x4 grid. Okay, obviously, red gems are probably not good. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, right. And this time we get all blue gems. Code accepted. And you know what to do here. Engage gears. Bitch about your suspicions on the animation. I am no good at recognizing constellations, by the way, unless it's the Big Dipper. And we get an eye. Okay. So the orrery is now turning. We have Schiller once again. We'd like to line that up, but with everything turning the way it is, we obviously can't. But we have another code, a Y shape. Back to the code place, right? So, why? Because I like you. Sorry. Code accepted. This is a very short chapter, by the way. It's going to be a short video. I'm sorry, but it's at least going to be longer than it would be if I just made the tutorial its own video. I mean, that would just be... Right, so this now is a perspective puzzle. They really like these. There we go. Recently, Eucles, the creator of, what's it called? A large gold amulet. Yes, he was the creator of a large gold amulet. No, the creator of, Balance of Nature found my LP of it, and he has agreed that some of my criticism of it is valid, and he seems to like the LP. And he's, from what I've seen, Passage of Time, which is the next one, really is much improved. So that's actually going to be my next LP. I don't know, I'll have to... I will have to practice it and stuff before it goes up, but hey, at least I know what I'm doing. And I really appreciate his commentary on the LP. So thank you, Eucles, if you're hearing this. This looks, if you can tell, this is the same pattern. So we move our large golden amulet here. Pay no attention to the brighter colors on those points. It's just the way the light is. And now the orrery is retracting itself and going back in to the box. And, okay, we have no idea what to do. So we turn on this thing, and we see... Well, if we look, we see those things are aligned. Let's look at this. Luckily, we don't need the eyepiece for this. We have 2 on the second row. So let's line up the rest of those arrows. You can adjust your viewpoint a little here. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's try this. You can adjust your viewpoint a little just to be sure you're seeing things. But so now we come back and look, and instead we've got, you can actually see here, we've got 1, so we had 2 on this row, 1 on this row, 2 on this row, and so if we come back, so we don't need to do the next, we don't need to do that one, we just need to do that last one, and we can see what it's got. So we move this around until... Again, this is probably easier to do on the phone, but hey. Okay. No, I don't need that, and pretty much don't want it. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 1, 2. It's a 3x4 grid. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. So, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep, yet another code. Oh ho. Look at that. May I say that I really appreciate this game's design team's ability to use 6 as a design number without ever using anything that looks like a Star of David. They managed, that's actually really hard, especially what with alchemy having been very appropriative of Jewish symbolism at the time, including the Kabbalah. But they managed. It's just variations on the hexagon. I really appreciate that. And we get the energy source harnessing the null element, even though this is probably a really horrible idea. And it's going again. We have... I can recognize the astrological symbols for constellations. We have that stupid glyph. For zodiac constellations, anyway, I mean. Which they were used very often in alchemy and alchemical symbolism. Okay, so what happened? Well, obviously, we need to... Schiller. Oh, hey. That's interesting. Well, let's click through. And, click zoom in and see what we can do. Wait, what? What the hell? Where are we? Somewhere with a very big full moon, so at least we are still on Earth. Except, if you look very closely, you're not seeing the fog go past through that, gate. Well, we're kind of stuck now, so... If we look at this, we can see... We zoom in, we have that damn glyph. Can't move this bottom thing, but we can move the ones above it. So... the glyphs are actually very... I don't think the glyphs are actually used in alchemy, but glyphs and secret writing were, because for a long time alchemy was illegal and punishable by the church. There were other parts of history when the church was perfectly fine with alchemy because it was seen as a religious pursuit. The Philosopher's Stone was seen as a way of uniting the human soul with God. But, well, the problem with religion is that politics keeps getting into it. Okay, at this point, yeah, we've got some clearly impossible dimensions here. Oh, boy. Does anyone else think this is a bad idea? As we put the evil Pokeball into the slot. Seriously. You are entering another dimension. A dimension not of sight and sound, but of mind. Up in the hedge, you see a signpost. It says, The Twilight Zone. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah. Yes, my Rod Serling impression is atrocious. Yeah, so that's the end of that chapter. Yeah, that was 15 minutes. That's kind of how it goes. Next up is the last chapter, and it will be a full 30-minute video. Probably. So I will see you next time. Have a great evening. Goodbye.